I ran the Brookings, it was called the longest day half marathon in Brookings, South Dakota. One day, and I ran the next day, then 2 days, and 3 days, and 4 days. And so it's coming up to 100 days, and I told my wife, wouldn't it be fun to have 100 days in a row? Then they got to be 200, then 300, then 1 year, then 2 years, and 3 years. And this November the 4th, it'll be 40 years since I missed a day of running. Well, when I graduated from college at Oregon College of Education in '76, I played tennis for 2 years there and weighed about 145 pounds. I worked at the cannery at Del Monte that summer and got out of the routine of playing tennis every day. And next thing you know, I was up to 180 pounds. And I told my wife, I said, I'm going to start running. And she said, well, don't buy anything expensive because you're going to quit after 2 weeks. Started running. The first day I ran 4 house lengths. So I didn't even make it into my block before I started walking. I ran Boston Marathon in 1979. At that time, the qualifying was 3 hours for the marathon. I thought, there's no way I'm going to go faster than 3 hours. Officially, I was 3 hours and 1 second. On my watch, it was 2:59:51. So I call it a sub 3 hour marathon at Boston. The year I ran it, Bill Rogers won it, and it rained the whole race. I run with a broken kneecap. I broke my kneecap running my 89th marathon in '96. I run with torn hip flexors, torn piriformis, broke 2 ribs when I fell. Every athlete's had issues. We had one of our streakers had an appendicitis removed. He ran the day after his appendix removed. But I always say, no, if I don't go out and run, it'll be 2058 until I get to 40 years again. I'll be 104. I don't think I'm going to live that long to be 104 years old. It's hard to describe the closeness of a community until you've been in one. I've been running with this group on Saturday mornings for 35, we celebrated 35 years in February. There are times I don't want to go out running. I drive half hour to Mummy Mountain, but I know Nicole's going to be there, Carol's going to be there, or Steve's going to be there, or Bob's going to be there. There's someone to run with. And I think having an accountability person, it's much easier saying, I don't feel like running today, but if you've got to meet somebody, you feel obligated to show up. And I think that's the nice part about it. You know, not that we're as fast, we just start up together and run. When my dad passed away, that was a big thing in my life. You know, when I was younger, my mom and dad said, no, we're not going to be around forever. And I said, are you guys going to move and not tell us where you're living? Because when you're 13 years old, you think your parents will live forever. And then my dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2005. And then he died 9 years to the day. And that was tough. And I think running got me through that. I was up in Oregon at the time when I flew up to Oregon for the week that he passed away. But I mean, it's hard to describe, you know, what running is. Running is different things to different people. You know, sometimes it's a stress reliever. Sometimes they don't want to go out. But I think the more you do something, the more you like it. When I was living in Minnesota, I used to find a penny or nickel on the ground. So I started picking up spare change on the ground and then moved out here and then started picking up more spare change because in Minnesota it's hard picking up money when you're underneath all the snow. And so I did that for a while and then I ran a 24-hour run at Washington High School, April 2nd, April 3rd of '83. Didn't find any money those 2 days on the track. April the 4th of '83 I started finding money again and I found money running every day now for 35 years this past week. Today I found 4 pennies when I was out running my 10-mile run. I got 3 shoe boxes of pennies that the banks won't take. They've been run over by cars, trucks, some have probably been run over by trains, some have been chipped, some have been embedded in the tar, but it's probably about 150 pounds at least. But my wife wants me to get rid of it because it's taking up a lot of space in our front living room. I started working at Runner's Den in November of '83. And I think it's a satisfaction again of people that come over the years and years. I'll have people wait for me. They'll say, well, I'm waiting for Craig. I like to try to remember something about the people, either their name or their times or the events that they've done, because it makes the people feel special. Because when they're coming in for me, they don't care about me. They care about their own life, what they want to do with their life, and how fast they want to run. And so I think that's the biggest satisfaction of seeing people come back. I'm an emotional guy. And when people come into the store I've known for years and say that they can't run anymore, I feel that it's part of my life, because I've known these people for some for over 35 years. I say you're a stranger till the first time I meet you. Then after that, I remember who you are then. And I think, you know, just the consistency, the willingness and the openness, and I think that's just my general nature. I think I got that from my dad, because my dad was the same way.